Nothing says ready to love like a good old-fashioned cat fight.
And it seems like Janelle and Katarina were this episode's main event.
And what about Sierra?
Oh, she was toe up from the flow up, down, and all the way around.
And we find out that Marie has never taken the love train.
Welcome to Cliff Alerts. Today we're going to be talking about OWN Network's reality-based TV series, Ready to Love, season number 8, episode number 8.
There's a lot to cover, so let's get into it. Please like, share, and subscribe. And if this is your first time seeing us, we appreciate your presence and we appreciate you. So here we go. Tommy comes through and he says that he planned an overnight trip for them so
Weekend
that
getaway.
they can find out more about what's under the hood, any issues or what have you. The men should ask the questions because someone is going to be going home.
Yeah, one of the ladies going home because there's 6 ladies left and there are only 4 guys left.
Right.
Hmm.
So we see them traveling up and they get there. The house was
Unimpressive to you.
somebody needed to power wash the outside. It was like I was stunned. What's happening? What is this?
Well, I don't know. Don't stop me. Like,
It looked like there was black mold. This is the eighth season of Ready to Love. They have a budget to get a nice spot. What's the problem here?
I don't know, but
Um,
it's clear that it didn't meet your expectations and your standards.
Let me stop my rant and keep it moving. Mold causes a whole lot of health
Serious health
issues.
problems.
Jessica and Janelle are talking in one of the rooms they're chosen, and Jessica is saying that she is over Chris. I think
Yeah,
Chris,
she's trying to focus on Marie now because
she's
she's.
trying to focus on Maria because Chris is not coming correct. I mean, I am just surprised that this brother thinks the way he does, but it is what it is.
Yeah,
Um,
Quentin, aka Q, he showed up with the. He played grill master, but he was missing a few, shall we say, clothing
well,
apparel items. Huh?
Uh, Quentin likes to show the body because he is a fitness trainer, so
Right,
that's his advertisement and
exactly.
everything
So
else.
he's swole.
So he's gonna show it. As Quentin was barbecuing, of course he attracted Kat and she came over and asked him how he was doing so she can get a better view. Janelle said that Quentin was hers and Kat asked, well, are you gonna share and does he know about it? Janelle said, yeah, he knows about it.
And he co-signed it.
I'm not sure how that will work.
Well, apparently in her confessional, it didn't work too well for Katerina because she was more than slightly annoyed.
So Yara finally decided that she's going to make a play. So she wants to connect deeper with Marie.
Marie.
So they're
Mhm.
out on the porch, and Jessica is sitting on one
She
side
was
of the
eyeballing.
table.
She was
And
eyeballing.
he came to sit by her, and then Sierra demanded that he come sit with her. And she started complaining that, hey, men are not going after me in the way that I like. And as a result, their profile is dropping. So Maria quickly asks her to excuse them, and they go over to have a chit chat
Yeah.
and she tells him that if he doesn't want to make a play, just let her know because she could go home,
Well,
which is the wrong thing to say.
yeah, it just seemed like she was kind of like ready to talk herself out of a potential opportunity to get to know this brother without even putting in any effort whatsoever.
Right.
It's like she was expecting him to do all the work, and I guess she was going to decide whether or not it was worth her time. You know, correct me if I'm wrong, but aren't there 6 women left and 4 guys left?
Yes.
So maybe her math skills are not too good, but if she don't make a play, she could be going home with the
Yeah, I
quickies.
think her expectation is that the guy's gonna make a move. She
Yeah,
says she
because
likes pressure.
it seems like Sierra expected the guys to really start to make moves at their true connections this weekend, at least according to what I understood. I thought was a comment that she made.
Yeah, but during the
Getaway
course of the
spot.
dating process up till now, she was dismissing people right to left. You didn't know she was serious about what she was doing.
At this stage in the process, y'all ain't got no damn
No,
connection.
you don't.
Yeah.
No, you don't. You're trying to force something
Yeah,
now.
elimination, maybe hitting it a little too close to
Right,
home,
because
and so you're just
somebody
trying to
is going to
grab
be
first thing,
eliminated
yeah,
the following
the
day.
first thing that you can get your hands on, I guess.
After Janelle scares Cat off, um, with her, he's mine.
She she claimed hers, didn't she?
Yeah, but I hope she knows what she's claiming and who she's claiming, and whether if he is the right person to be claimed, and if he claims her. Because although he said the weekend away is gonna cement their relationship that they're forming, I'm not sure if Quentin, who seems to be a thinker to me, has seen all Janelle's dark and hairy places.
Well, I don't think he's seen any of them yet.
Because some of it comes out and he's not saying a whole lot. In any event,
They had game night, didn't they?
as you know, game night brings out a whole lot. A whole lot of people have questions, and some of them don't like the answers to those questions. So here we go. The first question up was whether you slept with someone of the same sex, and Miss Sierra said,
She
"Yeah,
piped right up
yeah." She
real
was
quick,
quick,
real quick.
hold her hand up,
Mm-hmm.
and she talked about that experience. A woman's body count important. I didn't know people were still there. That was shocking to me. In 2023, there's still a question about a woman's body count. What about a man?
Apparently, it's a two-way street because
Where's the question about the man's body count?
well, Mario was it Mario that said he don't want to know what nobody's body.
Remember Miss Sierra as well. I want to hear about the brother's body count before you hear about mine.
Thank
And the question was asked: have you met the love of your life, and if so, where? And this is where Maria confesses that he has never experienced true love. He don't know what that is. He wants to experience it now, and he understands that part of the problem was him.
Yeah, I think that he was very candid at that moment, and I think Sierra, I think in her
She
confessional, I
was
believe,
shocked.
yeah, she was kind of caught off guard by that and kind of questioning whether or not, she ought to be, trying to get to know a guy who's never been in that position before. But I think, I think she kind of made a rush to judgment based on, I guess, maybe their conversation, you know, maybe away from the cameras or what have you, about what his experience was, and I think that was a surprise to her.
Come now to Brother Chris, who, as we know, wants a servant in his relationship.
Yeah, apparently there was a question that was asked or posed to the group about gender roles.
Yes.
hmm
Yes.
And boy, when Chris got a chance to respond and get on his soapbox, boy, there was a few scrunched up lady faces and a few looks and some eyes rolling, weren't they?
Chris said that he has no problem with gender roles, but he doesn't believe in the equality of society, and he is going to run his ship the way he runs his ship.
Based on his culture, right?
Well, I don't know if it's based on his culture, because you will meet quite a few African men who's way more progressive than this. I'm surprised that he would let that foulness or rankness go and expect no clapback.
It was clapped back from the ladies, at the very least, visually speaking, because you could see that there were people
Yeah,
in the room. They're like, "Oh, yeah,
Syria,
Sierra,
like,
Sierra, like,
wait, what? You know what I mean?
oh,
And
no, no,
and
no, Negro."
then Jessica was looking like him, like,
hmm What the hell did this man say?
what is he saying? Then he tried to smooth it over by, oh, I want to pay the bills or what have
He
you,
was
but
backpedaling.
he wants to pay the bills to continue to dominate another human being. to bend to his will.
And I think you
That's
was.
what he's saying.
Oh, is that what he
So
was saying?
when he said, I'll pay the bills, no need to raise your hand because that comes at a price. And if you don't know, ask the ex, the girlfriend.
And and to think he thought everybody had forgot.
I sure enough didn't.
Oh no, we already know you didn't forget. So I bet you there were quite a few other women out there that didn't forget it either.
This one right here.
Oh, now why don't you say it how you really?
No, 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 no,
Huh?
no.
No,
We're not gonna go there. I mean, we can
not yet
watch
even.
this in the
Not yet even.
privacy of our home and
Not
have
yet.
conversation,
No.
but we really can't. We try to just stay off that cliff. That's why I said this one right here. And he says something about in his confessional that Jessica is gonna be like
Argumentative. She was
she was
argumentative.
argumentative and that she could possibly have a future with a lot of cats around. And I thought that was out of hand and sort of insulting to Jessica and who she and how she represented herself in this show.
I didn't process it as being argumentative. I just processed it as her having a definite difference or profound difference with his philosophy.
Another
So that
indication,
that doesn't make her argumentative.
Chris said when he started off, I don't have any problem with gender roles, but that's a full blown lie. You do have a problem with gender
Brother
roles.
Captain. Well, based on what he said, he obviously and clearly does.
Janelle says women don't understand who they are, and Aries' eyebrows lifted because she know it's coming. The heat is coming
Yeah, she like,
because Janelle is the instigator of the entire bunch.
yeah, she like, and what is Aries? She like, what is this chick about to say now? Cat was on the receiving end of
Yeah, Janelle
this,
said
this.
something
Like,
really
I know.
salty
She like,
and quick and really insulting. Uh,
well, we
she
know.
said, we know that, and then she said next.
Right, right.
And that triggered Kat and said, your attitude is really funky. You need to adjust your attitude because
It
we're just
was,
having a
it was
conversation.
stank now.
And Janelle started going in and she claimed that Kat come for her, but she certainly again started a rank
She
conversation.
instigated their how do you like to say it, uprising? She instigated it, and she continued it. She antagonized Katerina as she got up and left the room. She called her, she called her the B word, nasty and rude, and all of that.
I'm thinking if she's marking her territory, some of that is she's coming back on her feet, on her legs, on her clothing. And what happens when TP gets on you? You start stinking.
Mm. So what you saying? Her aim wasn't too good.
Her aim will never be good with that attitude that she has.
Cracking, getting cracking.
Quentin is holding Janelle's hand and then he grabbed her cankles to try to calm her down. He tried to
Never what?
her cankles
Yeah, he was
to
rubbing on
try
her
to
cake. He
calm her
was.
down.
He that was the nearest thing to him. He said something that I thought was pretty revealing. He
Hmm.
said that he was disappointed in how Janelle handled that situation because he thought that it was something that she should have been above it all, in terms of her posture and her stance, as it relates to this particular disagreement, and also too that it didn't seem like she was handling it in a mature way.
Yes.
And I'm saying what was the first thing that came to my mind is I bet you he didn't say that to her face to face. He said it. He took the confessional route out because if he had, we might have had more drama off camera.
I doubt he said that
I
to
don't
her.
think so. I don't think so either.
I doubt he
I
said
don't
that
think
to her.
so either.
They didn't have that conversation
Ooh.
because that's a hard conversation to have with someone you just getting to know in a romantic way. So from 0 to 100 is this chick's game.
Well,
She don't have any in between.
I don't think that they are at a place yet where he's had the I guess the opportunity to be able to do that, and you got to remember something. There's a pretty considerable age difference between the two of them, right?
Yeah, but one thing I'm concerned about, he seems like he's a serious guy. He said one in he doesn't want to be like being alone. He told Kat that he does not like being single. So he is looking for someone. If you're looking for someone, you got to be looking for someone that you're able, when you're grown and you're sexy, to take to events, to take to a charity event, to
Hmm.
take to someone's party, to take to someone's barbecue, to take to anywhere you they
To
go,
social
you
outings,
can they can function.
right? Mhm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, and not
And
have
they're
to
not
worry
trying to bring attention to themselves by the way they act
in public.
in public.
Mm. Well, yeah, that would not be a good thing. And guys in particular, I don't think like it
No,
when women act out like that in public. And I think that Quentin is in a position where that could potentially be an issue with him and Janelle moving forward if they continue on their same path.
well, I know one thing. I represent you and you represent me. And
Yeah.
if we have any, uprisings and we go into an event, whatever comes out is going to occur in the car. And when you come out of it, the face goes on and you're doing what you do.
That's the way I think it should be handled, but not
That's how
everybody
it should be
yeah,
handled.
but they're not, as you well know, there are people who don't subscribe to that way of thinking, that brand of thinking. And that's
Yeah,
how
but
things can get
people think
way out of hand.
people think it's a housewife situation. But
Well,
how are you gonna advance if you're in a room with a lot of influential people? Why would they choose you to do anything with? Because clearly you can't read a room.
and
And
don't
I'm saying in a conversation about random topics, Janelle clearly didn't read the room, and she started out. She's mouthing off. And I get it that a woman will have her thing to say, but you could say it in a way that is not disrespectful.
yeah, well, apparently she didn't get that memo because that's exactly what she did. She definitely came off as rude and disrespectful.
Marriage came to Jessica's room to say goodnight,
Hmm.
and he tells us in his confessional that he and Jessica has a
He's
good relationship
and not only that
and
too,
it's growing.
but he out of his possible options, she's the most promising.
And I don't see them having any real connection.
It may be a little forced from his end, but I think that the more that she's learned about Maria, I think the less she has liked, and I think
Yeah.
she's kind of like moved on as a result.
Well, she started hot with Chris.
Right,
That went
right.
to not
So she moved on.
move on to Maria, but she
Right.
knows Maria is not in that sacred space.
Hmm.
So I think she has moved on as well. He hasn't opened himself to anyone in a big way. A woman will know when a brother is checking for her. And married, because he doesn't have the skill set, I think is not checking for either Sierra or Jessica. You can
Maybe
tell me
trying
if
to.
I'm wrong.
No, I don't think that's wrong. I think that's accurate, and I also think that he is maybe one of maybe a few cast members who are just trying to make it to the end.
Yes. You see a lot of that happening now
Because there are no connections there.
with full connections.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yep, faux connections. Yep.
Lee had a session, an exercise
Oh
class that she
yeah,
took the group through.
Yeah.
And Lee was doing her thing,
Yeah, she was guiding, she
and
was
she was
teaching the
guiding,
class.
teaching class, this step class, and she was
Mm-hmm.
showing them how it's done.
Mm-hmm.
And Quentin even
He was up front,
commented,
wasn't he?
yeah, he was.
Mm-hmm.
And he even commented that it's good to see Lee in her element
Mm-hmm.
and that he thought it was really attractive. So
No.
while Janelle may think she got stuff on lock, the brothers still have eyes for one of his connections, and that's Lee,
Mm-hmm.
because he was really enjoying the session that
Mm-hmm.
she was giving to everyone who was there.
Absolutely. And afterwards, what did he do? He gave
He
Lita
gave her a high five,
high five.
and Miss
And
Janelle was cutting her
boy,
eyes. If
and
she could,
if she had a switchblade, she would have cut somebody else too.
mm,
Hmm?
Lord have mercy. The following day, they're doing their thing. They're having breakfast.
Mm-hmm.
Mary is working out, and Chris takes Kat down to the dock to have breakfast.
Mm-hmm.
And they have a nonsensical conversation about him growing up in Africa, and then Kat acknowledged that she either has African roots or she's African as well.
Mm-hmm.
And he was talking about something about the Hunger Games. And that was troubling to me that you should want happening to children.
Yeah,
And
well, from my understanding, based on your explanation, I wouldn't reference that either in terms
no.
of like a fun kind of activity.
And Kat
Mm-mm.
seemed, she said, oh, she's so attracted to Chris.
Because of what had happened the previous night before with, her confrontation with Janelle and all. I think she's probably not in a really good space herself in terms of her connections
Hmm.
from her vantage point. So it seems like what she's doing is throwing things against the wall to see what sticks in the way of possible connections. I don't think that you know her and Chris would make a good connection. I don't see that, even though they may have some things in common in terms of their family
Couple of
background.
subscribers said that they thought that there was any couple here that will make a connection, with the exception of Phil and Aries.
Hmm.
And they're the ones that you see Philip rubbing her feet, and Aries laid back, and she loves that, and they're having some real conversation.
Hmm.
And they seem like they're really connected. I don't think Aries is into Chris as he thinks she is, but she and Philip got something going on, and it's calm.
And it's below the radar.
Tommy comes back
Yeah.
because some woman is going to be eliminated,
Hmm.
and they line them up, yada yada yada, and Marie gets to do the honors. And he
Hmm.
brings forward Jessica, and he brings forward Sierra. And Sierra already predicted that she may be going home. And I think so say so done, because we see Christopher in the previews for next week
Hmm.
talking to someone in a very harsh way, with it looks like a lot of contempt.
Hmm.
And I believe that he is talking to Jessica that way.
Yeah, and we don't see her. We don't see her, but it wouldn't be surprising for me to learn that that's exactly who it was.
Quite a few of these cast members are not connecting. Jessica is not connecting. Kat, um, Chris is not connecting. Marie,
Mm-hmm.
not so much.
Mm-hmm.
We see even maybe Janelle and Quentin connecting but not connecting all at the same time.
Well, I'll say this: I'll be very surprised if we get to the cut down portion of this season on RTL and there's any more relationships beyond the one between Philip and Aries.
Yes, someone said that
I'll
actually
be very
in the
surprised.
notes.
Mhm.
Someone who sends a
One of the
misalignment,
subscribers.
when a subscriber said
I'll be very surprised.
the only one they see there of any substances is Philip and Aries.
Mm.
That's all we have. We thank you for liking, sharing, and subscribing. We leave you in peace. Please be careful out there. Bless your babies, your children, or your teenagers as they go out, and bless their coming in. Be mindful of where you go and what's around you. We pray the love of God and His protection on every last one of you, for your family,
That's right.
for your
Come
associates,
on.
for your neighborhood,
Well,
for your state,
yes.
and we pray peace and blessing of our God on the world. We are living in times now that we all
Turbulent
need
times.
to cover ourselves in prayer. And we pray that whatever struggles or difficulties you may be having, that God is going to flow peace to you.
Yeah, and I understand that you'll make it out of this better. You're
But
going through
cover
some
your
reason.
children. Don't let them leave the house without your covering. And include that on their friends as well. All right. Thank you for being with us. We'll see you next week.
And we'll find out whether we were right or wrong about who left this week.
Right.
I'm going with Sierra.
See you.